2024. It is now 4:30. The meeting will begin. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence after?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Cynthia, can we get a roll call?
Tomich, Kubaki. Here. Mosley Shelton.
Here.
Myricks.
Here.
Poppridge.
Here, for the record, we have 4 present with 1 absent. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Number 4, communications.
None were received.
Okay, I'm going to let, number 5 is acceptance request for qualifications. I'm going to let Attorney Westland open up those packets there in front. We're just going to move on, and when he is ready, we will come back to number 5. Thank you, Attorney Westland. Number 6 is an approval of the First Amendment to Development Agreement with Lions Commons LLC.
Mr. President, we're requesting that the amendment that's in the packages and presented, this is the First Amendment of the Development Agreement with Lion Commons, commonly known as 5903-23 Calumet Avenue. Due to the economic conditions, led them to tightening their lending standards, and they were still working on some viable tenants because they have to at least have 50% of the building leased out to put a shovel in the ground. So basically, they're asking for the same conditions, except the only thing that they're changing now is the date to have the shovel in the ground no later than June 1st, 2025. The staff is in support of this, so we're just asking that the commission please consider an approval of the amendment.
Sounds good. That's where the amendment would come into place then. Okay.
Mr. President, if there's no further questions or discussion, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the First Amendment to the Development Agreement, Lions Commons LLC.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Shelton. If there's no further discussion or question, roll call.
Tomich, Kubaki.
Yes.
Mosley Shelton.
Yes.
Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Number 7, approval of contract for engineering services with Aegis BLN USA Incorporated.
Good evening to the commission. Hello, commissioners. Mr. President. Hi. So this is an agreement between the Redevelopment Commission and Aegis BLN for the construction engineering or observation services for the new traffic signal at the Hammond Sportsplex on Indianapolis Boulevard at roughly 166th Street. Traffic signals necessary for the new YMCA and Sportsplex. We're coming to you at this point because the controller, at the advice of the controller, the funds are going to eventually paid for through the collection of the food and beverage tax. But in the meantime, it gets funded through the Central Hammond TEF. So you're the owner at this stage, and it's for engineering services for the construction of that project. I take any questions the commissioners may. It is in the progress, sir. It's actually nearly completed.
That's what I thought. I drove by it yesterday. I'm looking, I'm like, I think it's going to be new.
So this is at the delay of the consultant, right? I mean, we asked for their services and their proposal some time ago, and it took them a significant amount of time for them to get back to us. Their workers have been on site working on the project on our behalf without a contract. So this hopefully will, at the satisfaction of the Redevelopment Commission, they can get paid for the work that they've been doing.
Okay. Yeah, it looks good, Dean. So I don't have any questions.
Mr. President, if there's no further questions or discussions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of contract engineering service with Aegis BLS USA Incorporated.
I second.
Okay, motion's been made by Mr. Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Kubaki. Let's have a roll call then.
Tomich, Kubaki.
Yes.
Mosley Shelton,
Yes.
Myrick.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes with 1 absent.
Thank you to the commission. I appreciate it. Nice to see you.
Okay. Number 8's authorization to amend the current agreements, We Care from the Heart, Community Services of Northwest Indiana, and Meals on Wheels.
Good afternoon, Commission. We Care from the Heart received $78,250 from the CDBG grant. They are requesting $30,000 for financial assistance and utility assistance. I have Kim Hunt here if you have any questions from We Care from the Heart. And then Community Services of Northwest Indiana received $100,000. They are asking for $31,754 for financial assistance and utility assistance. Financial assistance will be used for rental assistance. And I have Rhonda here if you have any questions for her.
I don't, they want to come forward and speak for a minute or talk a little bit about their organization, it's fine. If not, everything is here in the packet. Thank you, Darrell, and your staff for putting this together.
You won't be able to.
Good evening, and thank you for hearing about us. We Care from the Heart Social Services. We provide in-home care and healthcare services for our seniors, our disabled, and our homeless community within the city of Hammond. And we are, as we're approaching, especially now with the wintertime coming, we're getting a bunch of calls daily for assistance. And so our program helps to we're asking for additional funds to help us with rental assistance, to pay for utilities assistance, for down payment, for leasing, for the rental, for leasing. And our program also helps to just help them get back on their feet. So we have a full circle program where we don't just give out money, but we assist them with any type of services that they need to help them for job training, to get their, whatever it is that they need so that they can get back on their feet. Thank you.
Thank you for the service you provide. It's tough times today.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us here tonight. I'm Rhonda Nonavi, and I'm with Community Services of Northwest Indiana. You may know us under our old name, Greater Hammond Community Services. We've been serving Hammond and the surrounding area for, it will be 50 years on February 4th of 2025. We had asked for this amendment because of the types of services we currently do. We do a huge energy assistance program, a federally funded program between October and April or May every year. We have a large client choice food pantry, and we do some other smaller things out of our food pantry. And we received the home ARP funding for case management services. So we hired a case manager, and we have that in place, and we are partnering with another organization, and we have been sending them clients to do the rental assistance. But then we realized that people are coming to us, and we're sending them off, and if they're not getting the response they want, they're calling us back and calling us back. And really, it is a part of what we do. So we want to be able to, when people come in needing this, we want to be able to start and supply them with the rental assistance or utility assistance, which we already do utility assistance, and then have that case management services to just do the whole thing. And like what Kim said, to not just offer people really a handout, but just help them, with a hand up to better themselves and just get out of the poverty that they're currently living in.
Sure.
Any questions for me? Okay.
So staff is requesting to amend, authorization to amend the current agreement. Thank you.
Okay.
Are we doing it separately or?
Yeah, I would, well, you can do them all together, but read them, what you're doing there, the 3 bullet points.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve authorization to amend current agreement between Be Care from the Heart, Community Services of Northwest Indiana, Meals on Wheels.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Myricks, second by Commissioner Shelton. Is there any further questions or discussion? Okay, roll call.
Tomich, Kubaki,
Yes.
Mosley Shelton,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Puppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Thank you. Okay, yeah, they can, we did just pass it, but yes, please come forward if you want to introduce yourself. It's great to see people come out to the meetings, stuff that we approve, so
Good
thank you,
evening.
Ms. Miller.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. My name is Ryan Elankowski. I'm serving as the Chief Executive Officer at Meals on Wheels, Northwest Indiana. And we served nearly 50,000 meals to the neighbors in Hammond last year. And I know Hammond represents a little over 12% of our total population that we serve. We serve 2,000 meals per day, and all the nutritious meals are made in our kitchen and then delivered throughout 7 counties. But I think what's also more important than when people just think about the meal is the opportunity that our volunteers and our staff have to actually check on someone, what we call a wellness check. And some of these folks that we see, we may be the only person that they're seeing all day. So thank you for supporting us and the mission. We certainly would not be able to do what we do without your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Yes.
All 3 entities are excellent. All 3 excellent services. We appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very instrumental to our city, to the services that you guys provide from these 3 agencies. Okay. Guess we'll move along then. Number 9 is ratification of agreement for subordination of mortgage.
Mr.
Yeah, so, Mr. Chairman, and we can, after this, go back to the
Correct.
RFP, but for the agreement for subordination of mortgage, this was an agreement in concept that you approved, I think, either last meeting or 2 meetings ago, I can't remember, with Mr. Wees, I think is how you say that. In any event, when we prepared the subordination agreement, the mortgage amount was changed slightly, and so they needed to close on the 25th of October, and Ann called me and said, what do we do? They want to change that amount. It's not changing any of the other parameters. There was still no cash out. It didn't change anything else, but the amount went up slightly of what we're behind. So the first mortgage amount went up slightly, but it didn't change anything relative to our second position. He wasn't taking money out. He wasn't changing, anything relative to our second mortgage. So I told her, go ahead, and you have the authority to approve it, but we want to bring it before the Redevelopment Commission so they can ratify what you've done. So that if in the future somebody says, hey, well, the minutes say 216,700 change, and now we're at 220,500. How did that happen? So,
Attorney West, I believe it was like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, I think it was either the last meeting 2 weeks ago or the one before that. I just couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't remember. So I just need a motion to ratify the agreement for subordination.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, was that Commissioner Shelton second? Okay. All right, then a motion has been made by Mr. Meyer, second by Commissioner Shelton. That's the agreement for subordination of mortgage. Roll call, please.
Tomich, Kubaki,
Yes.
Mosley Shelton,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, are you ready to go back to number 5?
So the first response to request for qualifications was for housing services consultant. You received 2 of them. The first one is from Americo. I know you're familiar with Americo and Mr. Blosky. His office is in Valparaiso. And the second one was from NSP Consultants LLC and Joe Alamio. I know you're also familiar with them.
Can you repeat the second one again?
NSP Consultants, and that's Joe Alamio. And so those are your 2 for housing services consultants. You received 1 for attorney, and that was Westland and Bennett.
Rural.
And we applied again. Although I will tell you, I was giving Cynthia a hard time. It seems like every 3 or 4 months you ask me to send a similar letter. I don't know, are you guys trying to tell me something or what? But,
Not yet.
so for HUD, IDIS consultant, you received a response from Bill Kubal. His company is called USANA, USONA Development LLC. With regard to the appraisers, you received several. The first one is American Valuation Appraisal Services, Randy Rayner. That company is out of Cherville. Valuation Services Appraisal and Advisory, Aaron Ingram. That company is out of Valpo. Martinez Charmat and Associates, that company is out of Lansing. Professional Appraisal Services and Tim Harris, his company is out of Chesterton. And Vale Appraisal Group, Jeff Vale, and that company is out of Maryland. So those were the appraisers I think you're familiar with.
Martinez and Vale. What I'm,
Well, we've used all of them.
We use all of them.
yeah,
Yeah, we have.
but those 2 really stick out.
Environmental consultants, so there are several of these. Weaver Consultant Group out of Chicago. Intertech PSI, this company. Is out of Indy and Chicago. Patriot Engineering and Environmental, they have an office in Indianapolis. Americo, Mr. Blosky, again, Valparaiso. Enviro Forensics, that company, I believe, is Indianapolis. Yes, Indianapolis. Metric Environmental. They are located in okay, and then the last one that we have for tonight is financial consultants. You received two, Sender Dalton and Carl Sender. His office is in Valpo. And DEF Consulting, which is Dan Bowditch. His office is in Cromwell.
Okay, so you just need a motion to accept these and refer these to staff.
Correct.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Shelton. Can we get a roll call then, please?
Tomich, Kubaki,
Yes.
Mosley Shelton,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, moving along to number 10 is our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Register of Claims dated October 9th, 2024 through October 31st, 2024. Claim number R66183 through R66307 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Shelton, seconded by Commissioner Kabaki. That's the register of claims dating October 9th, 2024 through October 31st, 2024. Claim R66183 through claim R66307 inclusive. Is there any questions on these claims for staff? Okay, then roll call, please.
Tomich, Kubaki,
Yes.
Mosley Shelton,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Number 11, reports. We have Juan Marino tonight. Would you like to share anything?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank the commission and all that attended on just giving updates. Fuertes Ribbon Cutting, which is its third location in Hammond, was very successful and well attended back on October 22nd. I was just advising staff earlier in the week that I kept contact with the owners. Their sales have doubled and tripled since the ribbon cutting. We had our first indoor pickleball court ribbon cutting last Friday, November 1st. Well attended, and I seen a couple of the board and commission in attendance. Following the ceremony, upon leaving, I seen hundreds of people just lined up, registering, ready to play and compete in that sport. It's going to be a great success for the city and our surrounding community. We had a Veterans Day parade on November 2nd that also very well attended and deserved for honoring our military veterans of the United States Armed Forces. Our upcoming events: November 18th, Crossroads YMCA grand opening. They'll be officially open for business to the public at 4:45 a.m. November 28th, Thanksgiving holiday. City Hall will be closed for November 28th and 29th. So happy Thanksgiving to all. Happy Black Friday to everyone. Enjoy the long weekend. November 29th is City of Hammond's tree lighting ceremony, 5 p.m., City Hall. December 7th, we have Santa's Sprint Fun Run. Lineup will be at 9:15 a.m. Race starts promptly at 9:45 sharp. This is a 1-mile run. Starts at the corner of 175th and Indianapolis Boulevard. It ends in front of the Sportsplex. And on December 7th is our annual Hammond Holiday Parade, 10 a.m. following the Santa Sprint Fun Run. Lineup will be at Gavitt High School and ends at Hammond Sportsplex. And that's it.
Okay, a lot of good things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just want to acknowledge Ms. Miller. She's here tonight. I don't know if you want to share anything, but thank you for inviting the agency here tonight to speak. We also have City Engineer Dean Button. Thank you for coming out. Okay, then that concludes reports. Number 12, new and unfinished business. I think we have a couple more things.
So new and unfinished business, I passed out a draft copy of the new homebound guidelines. Currently, low income receives $2,500 for existing homes. New construction receives $3,500, and then $5,000 for over income individuals. $10,000 for police, fire, and licensed teachers. Staffers requesting to revise the guidelines as follows: increase the award amount to $10,000 for existing and new construction homes. Police, fire, licensed educators, full-time city employees, including the water department, sanitary, and port authority. Home funds will cover the low income, and then the mayor's gaming dollars will cover police, fire, and et cetera. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes. You need a motion on these, right?
Yes, so staff is, well, yes.
Yeah. So it's the existing home guidelines and the new construction guidelines.
Mr. President, there's no further discussion or any questions. I'd like to make a motion to approve the new construction and existing homes guidelines for City of Hammond homebound homeownership program for 2024-2025.
I will second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Kubaki. Roll call, please.
Tomich, Kubaki,
Yes.
Mosley Shelton,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes and 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, number 13 is public comment. It is open now. Public comment is open. Public comment is open. If anybody would like to come forward, you may do so now to speak. Okay, public comment is closed then. Public comment is closed. Public comment is closed. Can we get a number 14?
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting